Eerie encounters leading to strange discoveries or giant creatures that made even soldiers' skin crawl. Underground tunnels revealing secrets to hidden passages.
They are linked to each other even by more than mile.
Hang on for the unbelievable moments recorded in abandoned places that shocked everyone. Something shocking is coming your way, so hold on tight. A group of young treasure hunters entered an ancient cave in Cancun, Mexico, hoping to uncover valuable artifacts. But as they ventured deeper, the walls grew narrower and the darkness thicker. It wasn't long before they noticed a terrifying shape emerging from the shadows. The group was still struck with fear, forcing them to abandon their plans. What they didn't know was that recent discoveries have proven giants once roamed the earth. Some believe the cave may house a guardian. The cave was sealed by the government as a forbidden rabbit hole, but now glimpses of it are surfacing. Possessed tunnel. A local was walking near a tunnel when he felt something strange inside. Curious, he stepped in to check. As he walked deeper, he started hearing strange noises. He couldn't figure out what it was.
What the hell?
But he kept moving forward. Suddenly, a creature rushed toward him. He only got a brief glimpse of it before he ran for his life. It could be a ghost. He managed to escape safely, but he couldn't shake the feeling that the tunnel was haunted. He never went near that tunnel again, certain it was a place no one should enter. Elusive being. While camping in the stunning mountains of Prana, Brazil, a group of campers made an unexpected discovery. As they were soaking in the beautiful views, they spotted a tall, giant figure walking down the mountain. It wasn't a human, that much was certain. They even saw two more similar figures standing atop the mountain. It might be a slender man, or maybe something even stranger, an alien. Luckily, it didn't seem to notice them. The campers soon realized that while nature offers its wild encounters, it also holds strange mysteries that can unfold when least expected. Alien in cave. A leaked video had been making its rounds online, and it showed a strange creature like nothing anyone had ever seen before. The being struggled to open its eyes, revealing large eye sockets. It looked like it had crash-landed, which explained its weak condition. It might have been an alien. That was certainly what it looked like. Reports said that scientists had revived it and were treating it in a secret facility, but it was being kept hidden from the public, possibly to prevent panic. Creepy sighting.
Hello?
Hello? Okay.
2 police officers responded to a late-night call at an abandoned cottage site near a lake. A local resident had reported seeing a white figure standing still by the water. It looked so strange, he couldn't ignore it and called for help. When the officers arrived, they started recording. The footage showed them calling out to the figure, but it didn't move at all.
Hello?
Hello? Okay.
It just stood there, silent. Whatever it was, it is said it disappeared mysteriously, making the officers feel like the ghost story might actually be true. Strange encounter. A local was walking by an abandoned alley when he came across a creepy sight. He saw a pale creature moving in the shadows. He thought it might be someone's runaway goat, so he decided to take a closer look. But as he reached out and touched it, something odd happened. The creature felt stuffed, moving like rubber, sending goosebumps down his spine. It didn't seem real. Sensing the risk, he quickly turned to leave, certain that some ghostly shapeshifter had set a trap for him. What was even more unsettling was that the man was never seen again after that night. The Slender Man. At an old abandoned warehouse, a brave explorer decided to check the place out. As he moved through the dusty halls, he noticed something strange at the far end of a hallway. A tall, shadowy figure just standing there. The place had been empty for years, so seeing someone, or something, there didn't feel right. To him, it looked a lot like Slender Man. The most shocking part was that it was the last time anyone ever saw him. Since that day, his family has been searching, hoping for any clue, but the only thing left behind was the footage he recorded and his phone. Peruvian giants. While hiking in the mountains of Peru, a group of mountaineers saw a sight that made them stop. On top of the mountain, two huge figures stood still. They looked like humans, but were much taller. The mountaineers couldn't understand what they were seeing. Some believed these weren't ordinary creatures. They might be aliens. Locals had claimed to see them before, too. It was said they came for a secret mission, and the mountains were the perfect place to hide. That day, the mountaineers didn't climb further. Maybe the peak wasn't just the end of the trail, but the start of something not meant for humans. Mel's Hole.
Every single side, you can't see the bottom. Anywhere you...
In 2017, a group of film students decided to search for a strange legend in Washington state. People talked about a mysterious hole called Mel's Hole. Some stories said it could bring things back to life, like a dog that was thrown into it. The students followed coordinates that led them to a quiet farm. The deeper they went, the stranger things got. They found themselves facing something they didn't expect, an unknown mystery they couldn't fully explain. Some things might just be better left alone, because sometimes the unknown can be more powerful than we realize. Clusters of spiders. In caves, you might expect to find rare artifacts or strange rocks. But what these friends saw was something else entirely. On April 18, 2022, a group of friends explored a small cave in Avellino, Italy. While filming their adventure, they moved the camera along the cave walls and caught a creepy sight. Dozens of spiders clustered tightly together, just hanging there. The way they moved, the numbers, it was enough to freeze anyone. The group didn't wait around. Without a second thought, they rushed out of the cave. Giant humanoid. An old video from 2003 had started making headlines again. In the footage, US troops were seen near a tank in the Kandahar caves of Afghanistan, when a massive humanoid figure suddenly appeared. It had a dark frame and was seen vanishing into the ground within seconds. Some soldiers believed they had just seen the legendary Kandahar giant. According to local myths, this giant had once guarded ancient secrets buried deep in the mountains. The footage was taken down quickly after, but copies still floated around online. If the myth was true, that hadn't just been a sighting, it had been a warning. Maybe those caves were never meant to be explored at all. Tunnels.
They are linked to each other by more than mile.
You won't believe what was hidden just beneath the surface. Deep inside Pakistan, only 10 miles from the Afghanistan border, army troops and researchers found something shocking. A network of secret tunnels. These weren't just holes in the ground. These were deep, carefully built passages linking rooms and compounds underground. It took 5 months of battling just to reach these places. The tunnels felt endless, like a maze hiding forgotten plans. Whatever was being prepared down there, it wasn't meant to be found. Strange tunnels.
This place. That is crazy on the flip.
A hiker in the woods unexpectedly came across a weird staircase entrance, appearing out of nowhere. Curious, he decided to explore it. As soon as he stepped inside, he was shocked. Strange noises echoed, and there were tunnels and passages stretching deep into the ground. Metallic doors and chambers lined the space. Following one staircase down, he found more rooms and passages, some appearing very old, but showing signs of recent use. It seemed like a place built during wartime by the military, or by a long-forgotten civilization. After exploring, he quickly left and reported it to authorities for a proper investigation. Strange manhole.
Omdat een patriotisch commando het had gewaagd zijn zuster te beledigen.
A group of boys were walking down the road when they stopped in their tracks. They noticed something strange, a manhole with odd, almost mysterious patterns etched into it. But what caught their attention was the sound coming from below.
Het commando het had gewaagd zijn zuster te beledigen. Op het eerste gerucht van...
It wasn't just the usual hum of underground pipes. It sounded like a radio, faint but clear, playing inside the manhole. Confused, they looked at each other, wondering if it was a trap. Could it be that whoever stepped on the manhole would trigger something? Maybe it was an old system left behind for something sinister, a trap designed to keep unwanted visitors away. It was a dangerous possibility, and no one wanted to risk finding out. The odd sound continued, adding to the eerie mystery.
Bijna nergens werd tegenstand geboden.
Hitler's hideout. In a forest, something massive and hidden was uncovered. Researchers discovered an incredible structure, buried deep under layers of soil and plants. It had a roof thick enough to survive heavy strikes, and there were no windows, only a special ventilation system to bring in oxygen.
No windows. The ventilation and the oxygen had to be brought in by a whole ventilation system.
This hidden hideout was made to be nearly unstoppable. Inside, it wasn't just a bunker. It was a maze of offices and small rooms. Thick concrete and steel doors kept it sealed off, which seemed to belong to a time long past. This was the Wolf's Lair, Hitler's main headquarters during World War II, cleverly concealed in nature. The layers of secrecy still stand strong today. Cave creature. This former soldier shares a shocking tale about an encounter his team had in Afghanistan in 2002. During a routine patrol in Kandahar, a group of soldiers went missing, and a special unit was dispatched to investigate. They found a cave filled with abandoned military equipment, but no sign of the troops. Suddenly, a massive figure emerged. A giant. It was transported away, but the incident was covered in secrecy. The US government denied any knowledge of such events, fueling conspiracy theories that the truth about these giants is being hidden. Chu-Chi tunnels. Ever heard of a jungle hiding a whole world beneath it? That's exactly what happened in the Cu-Chi district during the Vietnam War. The Viet Cong built a maze of tunnels under the forest floor, over 120 miles long. These weren't just escape routes, they were full-on underground villages, with kitchens, living spaces, and traps to outsmart enemies. Some soldiers spent months down there, crawling through tight, dark tunnels just a few feet high. The tunnels helped them vanish after airstrikes and kept them hidden right under the enemy's nose. Today, parts of these tunnels are open to tourists, but stepping into them feels like stepping into a forgotten battlefield, one that still tells stories of survival underground. Graveyard shift. One night, a security guard was doing his usual rounds in the graveyard when something strange caught his eye. There was a movement among the headstones. At first, he thought it might just be a trespasser. But when he shined his flashlight, what he saw was far more unsettling. The beam caught a figure quickly hiding behind a gravestone. It could have been something supernatural, hiding in the shadows of the graveyard. The guard, who's used to working these late shifts, couldn't explain what he saw. Some say it could be a creature like a chupacabra or something evil tied to the graves. Ghostly creature.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
In Kazvanlar village, a group of friends decided to visit an abandoned house for fun. As they explored the eerie place, they suddenly noticed a dark, shadowy figure near the staircase. The figure had a creepy face with glowing eyes, staring directly at them. The sight was enough to give them goosebumps. The figure stood there for a moment, then vanished just as quickly. They were convinced that it was a jinn or ghost, as such lonely places are often said to be home to them. Feeling warned, they quickly decided to leave, not wanting to test their luck further. Station's horror. A CCTV camera captured a security guard on duty late one night when he noticed something unusual. A white figure was slowly moving towards the guardhouse. Thinking it might be a thief, he went to check, but as soon as he approached, the figure vanished. His first thought was that it could be a ghost. Nearby, there was a cave, or some kind of hole, where locals often heard screeching noises late at night, precisely around 1:30 a.m. Could these sounds be linked to what he saw? Maybe the cave is hiding more than just echoes. Bamiyan mural. A video recently went viral, showing the remains of the giant Buddhas of Bamiyan in Afghanistan. These massive statues once stood tall in the cliffs of Bamiyan province, carved more than 1,000 years ago. What's left now are hollow spaces in the rocks. But there's more to it. Those same caves, once filled with history, are now home to returning refugees. Families live where monks once walked, and ancient murals still cover the cave walls, faded but still telling stories. In Bamiyan, even the cliffs seem to whisper the past. Trapdoor in Airbnb. A family at an Airbnb made a shocking discovery. When they opened the fridge, expecting food, they found nothing but an empty space. To their surprise, it led to a hidden room. No food, no explanation, just a weird secret. Later, another couple found their own hidden door, appearing like a cupboard. Inside were strange decorations, but beyond that, a solid wall. The real shock came when they noticed stairs leading down into darkness. It seemed like the house was hiding something.
It is a secret door into a whole creepy ass basement.
Maybe old underground passages used for storage or safety in earlier times. Was this place built with secrets in mind? Maybe the owners know more than they're letting on. Cave creature caught on tape. Historians exploring a cave were hoping to uncover ancient artifacts, but what they found was much more unsettling. While recording, they noticed strange glowing dots behind the rocks. The dots seemed to be watching them, but they couldn't make out the rest of the body. It was as if something unseen was lurking in the shadows. Were they seeing a cave dweller, guarding its home, or something even stranger, a cryptid? The eerie presence made them uneasy. And they quickly realized that such beings didn't welcome intruders and decided it was best to leave the cave. Freaky sounds. On September 13th, 2014, a resident of River Grove, IL, was walking down Fifth Avenue when he heard strange noises coming from a drain. At first, he thought it might be nothing, but curiosity got the best of him, and he decided to check it out. Ready to call for help if needed, he cautiously approached the drain. The closer he got, the louder the odd sounds became. He reached into his pocket for his phone, just in case. As he looked closely, for a moment, he even felt like a clown might come crawling out. That thought made him quickly turn around and leave. Secret room in Airbnb. A visitor staying at an Airbnb noticed something strange. There was a hidden door tucked away in a corner. His curiosity got the best of him, and he decided to investigate. Behind the door, he discovered a set of mysterious stairs leading to a secret room. Inside, it was filled with odd things, almost like someone had been living there, secretly. After doing some digging into the room's history, he found out that it had once been used by the military. Secret agents had occupied it, likely conducting operations that no one was meant to know about. Soon after his discovery, orders were given to shut down any further investigations. Was there something being hidden from the public all along? Creepy manhole. In Switzerland, a visitor was walking along a snowy road when he noticed a manhole drain cover. As he got closer, strange noises started coming from beneath it. The sounds were odd, almost like a trapped spirit calling for help. Or perhaps an animal. Whatever it was, the noises were unlike anything he had ever heard. He immediately stepped back, not willing to take any chances. He chose to walk away, unsure of what was making those eerie sounds, but certain it was better to avoid whatever lay beneath. Bouncing lid. In Denver, a strange sight caught people's attention. Let's have a look. They saw a bouncing manhole cover. It looked like something straight out of a horror movie. Some wondered if it was the work of a ghost, a mutant creature, or just an air bubble. The government had a simpler explanation. According to the mayor, they were looking into a lawsuit concerning this. But one journalist wasn't convinced and called in the Ghostbusters. The team passed it on to Denver Water, who explained that the noise and movement were likely from water-filled underground pipes. Still, people couldn't shake the creepy feeling it left behind. Weird opening. While driving through the mountains, tourists spotted a strange, giant opening in the rock. Curious, one of them threw a stone inside, listening for the depth. It seemed deep, possibly from a landslide. But the eerie feeling lingered. Could a creature be hiding there? Well, it could be. They decided not to investigate further and continued their journey. Uneasy, but safe. Abandoned mall. A group of explorers stumbled upon something they couldn't believe. Hidden away in a forgotten corner, they found an abandoned mall. The place looked like it had been untouched for decades, but malls were a recent invention, right? So how could this one look so old? And the most bizarre part was that the lifts were still working, as if frozen in time.
The elevator is constantly going up and down.
Yeah, but you can't get into them.
As they walked through the eerie halls, they even found expired cookies, adding to the strangeness.
We have special Christmas cookies. They expired 6 years ago, so...
This sight left them stunned, making them wonder if they had just discovered the very first mall ever built. It was like stepping into history, but how could this place exist when it seemed like it shouldn't? Another secret tunnel.
Police make a wild discovery underneath a synagogue in Brooklyn.
An illegal tunnel found below the Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters in Crown Heights.
In a corner of Brooklyn, a weird thing was uncovered beneath a well-known building. It wasn't until police received a tip that the real story began to unfold. Beneath the Chabad Lubavitch headquarters, a hidden tunnel was discovered, leading directly into the sacred sanctuary. The tunnel had been dug by a group of young men with a plan to access the building without being seen. When a cement truck arrived to fill in the hole, the men refused to leave, leading to a chaotic scene. Police quickly arrived, sealing off the area. Now, investigators are working to ensure the building's safety. The community remains shaken, but the mystery of the tunnel will be a story they won't forget anytime soon. Odd sounds. While walking his dogs, something caught a local's attention. An odd sound coming from the drains. It wasn't normal. The sound echoed from across the valley, and he stopped for a moment, trying to figure it out. Curious, he even peeked through a hole in the drain, but saw nothing. Yet the strange noise continued, clear as ever. He wondered if it was some sort of water control mechanism, but he'd been walking here for years and had never heard anything like it before. Could it be some old underground system still in use? Or was there something hidden deep within, waiting to be discovered? World War II caves. In the caves of Okinawa, a local man has spent years searching these, hoping to bring peace to forgotten souls. So far, he's found hundreds of remains. It might not look important, but it could help connect a family to a loved one lost during World War II. While the world moved on and new buildings rose nearby, the caves still kept the echoes of what once happened. With each discovery, it's like time stands still, reminding us that some pieces of history are still waiting to be seen. Creepy sneaker. A house owner got the shock of his life when he noticed movement inside the room vent. At first, he thought it was just his eyes playing tricks, but the shape was real. He couldn't tell if it was a giant bullfrog, some reptilian creature, or even a gigantic insect. Whatever it was, it didn't belong there. The worst part was that it was hiding in the vent today. But what if next time it came out? That thought alone was enough to keep him on edge. Now, every time he passes that vent, he slows down, just in case it decides to move again. Secret tunnel. A strange discovery was made when authorities found something unusual beneath an old KFC restaurant. What appeared to be an abandoned location hid a secret. A tunnel running deep underground. This tunnel stretched from Arizona to Mexico, hidden well below the surface. It was later uncovered by Border Patrol agents who had been warned earlier in the year. After monitoring the owner, they made a surprising find. Inside his vehicle, they discovered a large amount of illegal substances. This secret passage, stretching over 180 meters, had been used for illegal activities, with its true purpose hidden for years beneath the familiar fast food joint. What seemed like a quiet restaurant held a dark secret below. Creepy discovery. A historian entered a rocky cave, hoping to uncover lost history. The cave was so small he could barely stand, but his curiosity kept him going. As he explored, he heard a strange hissing sound echoing through the darkness. It could have been a snake, or something much bigger. The eerie noise made him reconsider his exploration, and he decided to leave. But as he walked out, he couldn't shake the feeling of being chased out by something unknown. The cave seemed to hold a deeper secret, one that might lead to a land of giant, unseen creatures, hidden from the world for centuries. Alien abduction. One night, a police officer was driving on a road, searching for missing livestock. That's when he saw a giant flying object in the sky. Its shape was strange, unlike any drone or airplane. Nearby, he spotted a figure, nothing like a human. It had to be an alien and a UFO. The object hovered above the ground, spinning slowly as if waiting. He kept watching it, frozen in place. Later, the man got vanished, and what people feared the most had happened. Alien abduction. UFO encounter. Two police officers were on a routine patrol along a road when they saw something that made them question everything. A strange, glowing object appeared in the sky, hovering just above the treetops. It looked like a cross with blurred inner shapes, shining brightly, yet it made no noise. They tried to follow it, speeding down the road, but it quickly pulled away with incredible speed. They were close enough to see it clearly, certain their eyes weren't playing tricks. The object matched the description of a UFO. Seeing it made them believe that aliens are more than just stories. Underground passageway. A man was exploring the old family home he'd lived in for years when he stumbled upon something strange. While going through old photos, he noticed a doorway in the library that no longer existed. Intrigued, he searched and found it hidden behind a bookshelf. Clearing the shelves, he uncovered a secret wooden panel and pulled it away, revealing a dark, empty room. But it didn't stop there. He found a passageway that led to underground rooms, a ladder to another dusty room above, and even more secret tunnels. The hidden spaces seemed to have been used by servants to move around unnoticed. What secrets had been hidden in this house for centuries, only time would tell. Airsoft players. In Mexico, a strange incident unfolded during an airsoft game. Players, focused on their precision, skill, and speed, were suddenly interrupted by the Mexican army. The soldiers surrounded the location, equipped with tools and ready for action. The airsoft players quickly surrendered, not wanting to cause any chaos, and explained they were just playing a game. After a full investigation, the soldiers realized it was harmless. The atmosphere shifted, and in the end, the players even had fun, enjoying a game with the soldiers. What started as a tense situation turned into an unexpected bonding moment. Creepy abandoned location. A brave explorer ventured to an abandoned site, expecting to find the usual haunting signs: ghosts, strange noises, maybe even old spirits. But instead, he discovered something far creepier. Inside one of the decaying buildings was a coffin. He opened it and found out what nobody shouldn't. It didn't seem like a typical burial. It could have been part of an ancient ritual, while others thought it was a desperate attempt to preserve the past. Let's move towards our subscribers' pick of the day. Arab workers were working in a cave when they saw a sight that gave them goosebumps. A dark figure, all dressed in black, appeared before them. It was unlike anything they had ever seen and felt like something out of legend. To some of the workers, it seemed like a jinn. One worker began acting strangely, his expressions twisting in an unsettling way, as if possessed. Soon after, similar incidents started happening in the cave. The situation grew too eerie to ignore, and the cave was permanently closed, leaving many to wonder what really took place there.